So I'm out for a night drive, trying to clear my head in preparation for the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League. And while I'm driving my new car, it dawns on me that this is not the same as it was. Yeah, I'm driving, but I'm not driving the car I want to drive. And so I had to go back to the dealership, and I had to go and get me a car that suits Denis Karo. And that's exactly what I did. I went back there and I got my BMW M8 and I'm running it back, baby. This time we're gonna do it the right way. We're not gonna drive like an idiot. We're just gonna drive like a sophisticated, goal-scoring, ass-getting, record-breaking king that is Denis Karo. So we've gotten our old car back. We're back on the road, and now we are fully prepared for the war we are about to withstand against AS Roma. And of course, Galatasaray facing off against Totspur on the other side of the bracket. But we face off against Roma in Rome. And of course, this is one of the biggest matches in Denis Karo's career. Here it is, passing it to Cristante. And Cristante threading it through to Dovvik, who hammers it into the back of the net in the 4th minute. Immediately, FC25 is down in this match, courtesy of a Dovvik thunder cunt of a goal. And we are immediately down in this match now. And yeah, things are not looking good for us. In the 4th minute, eating a goal. And now we need some Karo magic if we are to move on in this tournament. And here's Karo now, on the ball with some bit of skill. And Paredes passing to Dovvik. Dovvik to Pellegrini, whose shot is blocked by Van Hornbeek. Eiting on the ball now. And he's going to find Sadalek. And Sadalek's going to find Karo. And I'm going to take a touch here. And I'm going to get past this defender. I'm going to get past the second defender. I'm going to fake a shot here. And then Karo on his left foot having a shot. But Ryan with the save somehow, some way. Van Wolfswinkel lobbing the ball to Vlap. And Vlap heading the ball back to Van Wolfswinkel, who finds Karo. And Karo now on the ball, cutting back. Karo still on the ball, lobbing it through to Van Wolfswinkel, who has a headed effort just wide of the post. Vlap passing the ball to Karo. Karo passing the ball to Eiting. Eiting to Karo. And the half will end 1-0 in favor of AS Roma. We could have done a lot better in the first half, but now we have this second half to make things right. And here's Karo passing the ball to Rots, who finds Sadalek, and Karo on the ball now. Passing the ball to Rots once again. Rots back to Karo. Karo taking the ball, having a touch, and making that defender look like an idiot. And Karo passing the ball to Eiting. Karo making a run. Eiting threading the ball through, but Karo unable to continue the run. And we really got to turn things around here if we're going to stay in this tie, because we cannot let Roma run away with a big lead. And Van Wolfswinkel applying defensive pressure, passing the ball to Karo, and Karo now on the ball. I'm going to take a touch here, and I'm going to shit. The bet is what I'm going to do. Karo on the ball now. Taking a touch to the right, passing it to my boy Rots. And Rots with a huge touch. Ross with a smart touch, and Ross taking it down the touchline, lobbing the ball to Karo, who has a terrible pass to Van Wolfswinkel. And Saud threading the ball through, but no one on the other end. Van Hornbeek with a terrible clearance, and Ederson heading the ball to Dovvik, who hammers the ball into the net in the 75th minute. And things are looking grim for us now. Down 2-0 in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League against AS Roma. And how we are going to find our way back into this tie, I don't know, but we're going to need a lot of teamwork, a lot of Karo magic, and a lot of belief. And here's Karo with a terrible bit of skill. And Saad on the ball. Passing it to Hermoso. And Eiting heading the ball to Karo, and Karo on the ball now. Karo, I'm going to take a big shitty touch there, and I'm going to lose out on the ball, and Zinchenko is going to pass it to Darwin. What the hell am I seeing? And the match will end 2-0 in favor of AS Roma. And things are looking terrible for FC25 now. We have lost 2-0 in the first leg of the UEFA Europa League semifinal. We are down but not out. And taking a look at the cup bracket now, we see that Galatasaray has beaten Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 in the first match. So both FC20 and Tottenham Hotspur have a lot of work to do in the second leg. And heading into match week 33, FC20 hosting PSV, the league champions. And this is our chance to whoop their ass and show them who the real league champions are. And here's Karo on the ball, passing the ball to Rotz. Rotz to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel finding Karo, and Karo to finding Van Roy. And Karo on the ball once again. I'm going to pass to Van Wolfswinkel, and he's going to have a shot, but get blocked. And Pepe passing the ball to Bakayoko. Lagervelke passing it to Van Roy. And Veerman on the ball, passing the ball to Tillman. Lang finding the foot of Van Roy, but having a shot and hammering it into the corner unexpectedly. And it's almost like a trick shot. He bounced it off of the foot of Van Roy and hammered it into the corner. And Lang with the early goal for PSV. And now Karo losing the ball. Sadalek passing it to Eiting. Sadalek on the ball once again. Passing it to Karo. Karo with a beautiful turn. And now I'm in a bit of space. And I'm going to hit him with the skills that Karo pays the bills with. And Karo going to cut it. Ah, shit. And Tillman passing it to Pepe. And Pepe passing it to Veerman. And Veerman finding the foot of Kuipers. Vlop taking a touch and getting past the defender. Passing it to Karo. Karo to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel to Sadalek. Sadalek threading it through and lobbing it to Karo. And Karo now in a bit of space having a shot but unable to find the goal. Unable to find the target, should I say. Tillman passing it to Pepe. Pepe lobbing it over to Bakayoko. And Bakayoko with the touch and the pass to Pepe, who has a shot. Oh, but Unerstal with a great save. Karo passing the ball to Eiting. Eiting finding Hilgers. Eiting getting brought down, but how's ref not calling a foul there? And Bakayoko on the ball now, passing it to Lang. Lang to Pepe, and Pepe with the shot. Kuipers on the ball, passing it to Karo, and the first half ends 1-0 in favor of PSV. And to begin the second half now, we have Karo applying defensive pressure. And Karsdorp passing it to Veerman. Karo on the ball now. Karo still on the ball, taking a touch, cutting in. Karo on the ball, leading his shoulder into the defender. Lang finding Hilgers. Hilgers finding Karo. Rotz passing it to Karo. And Karo with a terrible touch. And Pepe passing the ball to Bakayoko. And Bakayoko threading the ball through to Lang, who buries it into the net for the second time in the match. And now we are down 2-0 to PSV, the league champions, in front of our own home fans. And this is looking pathetic for us. 2 losses off the bounce will not help us in our returning leg against AS Roma. We need all the confidence we can get. And here's Karo cutting in, passing the ball. And Sadalek finding Karo. And Karo with the shot, but just wide of the post it goes. Karo passing to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel passing it back to Stein. And Stein finding Karo. Karo finding Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel unable to find Denis Karo. Karo now on the ball. But Buskogli with the stop. But Karo now on the ball after a Van Wolfswinkel tackle. And Karo having a shot but unable to score. And he should have passed to Van Wolfswinkel. Frustration growing in the FC20 camp. And Lozano on the ball, passing it to Bakayoko. Bakayoko passing the ball to Lang. And Lang heading towards goal, but Van Roy with the stop. And Unerstal crossing the ball out. And PSV collect a 2-0 victory at FC20. And with that loss, we find ourselves falling to 4th place in the Eredivisie. And that is a terrible performance in the league, considering we were just a few points off the top of the league. But we have a bit of a silver lining, as we have a chance to complete a historic comeback against AS Roma. And we need to make up a 2-goal deficit that Roma cemented in the first leg. And I think we can do it if we keep a strong team spirit. And here's Karo on the ball. Karo. Skills on nobody. Karo with a turn. Karo with a fake shot. And Karo with another bit of skill. And Karo through the defense, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. And Karo scoring in the 3rd minute of the match, putting FC20 up 1-0 immediately after the match starts. And now things are looking grim for AS Roma. FC20 have the home field advantage. Karo finding himself on the score sheet in the 3rd minute of the match, which means confidence is rolling high for this young man. And now Roma getting us kicked off after getting sucker punched by Denis Karo. And Sadalek passing to Van Wolfswinkel, who finds Karo, and Karo now trying to get past the defense, but Mats Hummels stopping the man in his tracks. Hummels passing to Zinchenko. Zinchenko finding Dovbyk. Cristante passing to Balzani. And Unerstal with a great save. And a very intense match here in the first 10 minutes already. And Pellegrini intercepting the pass. Pellegrini with the turn. Passing to Dovbyk, who passes it to Balzani, who has a shot bouncing off of the post. And Balzani with the cross. Kuipers with the clearance. Balzani again on the ball. Passing it to Hummels, who has a shot, but a shitty shot at that. And Dovbyk trying to fight off Hilgers, but Hilgers the stronger man. And that will be an FC20 goal kick. Vlap throwing the ball to Karo. And Karo unable to get the pass off. And Saad cutting in, but getting stopped by Vlap. Eiting passing to Karo, and Karo now taking a touch, passing to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel passing back to Eiting, who passed to Sadalek, and Karo now taking a touch, getting past Hummels this time. Karo having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. Denis Karo finding himself on the score sheet once again, leveling FC20 2-2 in the aggregate scoreline, and putting them up 2-0 in this match. And Denis Karo has just completed phase 1 of one of the greatest European comebacks in Dutch football history. And Denis Karo grateful as ever to be on the score sheet. But more importantly, FC20 now level in the tie. 2-2 on aggregate. And we have the home field advantage once again. And Van Wolfswinkel passing to Eiting. And the first half ends 2-0 in favor of FC20. And Denis Karo doing very well to score 2 goals so far in this match. But I've got a feeling that I'm going to score more. And AS Roma now in trouble. And Paredes passing the ball to Ederson. Ederson threading it through to Pellegrini. Dovbyk on the ball now. Dovbyk with a shot, but Unerstal with the save. Rotz passing to Karo. Karo finding Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel finding Karo once again. And Karo on the ball now with a brilliant bit of skill. And Karo putting it on his left foot, but with a terrible shot. And Dovbyk with the turn. Dovbyk with the shot. Van Wolfswinkel cutting in, passing to Denis Karo. Cutting in now. And Karo on the ball. Sending Mats Hummels for some pasta. Sending Ederson for some pasta. And Karo's a madman. Getting stopped by Hermoso. And Unerstal passing to Kuipers. Kuipers finding Bruns. Bruns passing it to Vlap, who threads it through to Karo. Karo with a brilliant touch there. And Van Wolfswinkel now passing it back to Karo. And I cut in. And I have a shot. But Ryan with the save. And Sadalek passing to Karo. Oh, and how did I not score that? Stein battling for the ball, losing out on the ball. And Shula having a shot, but Unerstal with an easy save. And it looks like we will be heading into extra time in this tie. And Van Roy unable to find Karo. And Ederson passing to Lafi. Cristante to Pellegrini. And that match will end 2-0 in favor of FC20, which means we will be heading into extra time. And Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Karo. And Karo passing the ball to Rotz. Rotz back to Karo. And Karo cutting in. Passing it back to Rotz. Rotz with some skill. Rotz taking a touch. Passing it to Karo. Karo unable to get past Hummels. And Bruns passing the ball to Sadalek. Karo on the ball now. Karo with an elastico on nobody, but Karo getting past Hummels, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. Denis Karo with a hat trick in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League. And AS Roma are devastated now. Surely that is the tie, sealed and delivered. And we will be going to the final now. And look at what it means to the fans. Denis Karo with a brilliant bit of skill there, getting past Hummels, having a shot, ripping it into the back of the net. And it's gotta suck to be a Roma fan right now, but it's gotta feel pretty great to be an FC20 fan. And look at the man right here, Denis Karo, happy as ever to score the goal. A hat trick in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League, sending FC20 to the final. And Hummels passing the ball to Lafi. And Zinchenko cutting to Lafi. And passing it to Ederson. And Ederson now on the ball. Ederson passing it to Darwin, who has a shot, but Unerstal with a great save. And I really thought our Bilbao dream was coming to an end. And Hummels with the header. Unerstal with the save and collecting the ball. Just kicking it away. And Cristante losing out on the ball, and Karo now taking a touch, but the first half of extra time will come to an end. And Karo putting his team up 3-0 in this match, 3-2 on aggregate. And we just have to survive 15 minutes, and we are in the final in Bilbao. And Cristante cutting in. Passing it to Darwin, but getting stopped by Bruns. And Stein unable to find Karo. And now Darwin with the shot, and into the back of the net it goes. And Darwin says, "Can you hear me?" And he has literally shut the FC20 crowd up. No one's laughing anymore. Darwin has just broken the hearts of many fans. We thought we were through to the final, and now we will likely be going to penalties. And this could be either good or bad. But I'll tell you what, we've already been in penalties in this tournament, so it could be a bad omen. And here's Karo trying to make something happen with the last few minutes in this match. And Cristante losing the ball to Karo, and Karo now on the ball. Karo finding some space, but getting stopped by Hermoso. And Darwin passing to Pellegrini. And Shula passing it back to Darwin, and Darwin with a brilliant touch. Darwin, he's gonna have another shot, but Unerstal with a tremendous save. And Unerstal is the hero, as he has just saved our sorry asses. And now it is time for the penalty shootout. Sadalek getting us kicked off here, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. And Pellegrini putting his shot into the back of the net. Van Wolfswinkel now taking his penalty, and he does a great job of burying it. Darwin, the man that broke our hearts, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. Vlop, my boy, having a shot and getting saved. And Shula now having a shot and putting it past Unerstal. And here is Stein now. Stein putting it into the back of the net. And here's Cristante trying the chip, but Unerstal read that like a coloring book. And here's Karo now having a shine, ripping it into the back of the net. And who else to take the penalty for Roma than the man himself, Mats Hummels. And Hummels running up. And Oenerstal reading that chip like a coloring book. And we are heading to the final of the UEFA Europa League. And Oenerstal, look at that man. He's taunting Hummels. He's saying, that's really what you tried to do. Oenerstal, the man of the hour, saving us last minute with a save against Darwin. That could have ended the match right there. And now, saving 2 penalties in the penalty shootout. And Oenerstal, his mother will be getting a cake tonight. A thank you cake. Because this man, this specimen, this king, has just saved the hopes of FC20's season. And he has sent us through to the final of the UEFA Europa League. And look at Karo now, a very happy man, as he will be finding himself on a plane to Bilbao for the final of the Europa League. Who we will face, you might be asking? We will be facing none other than Galatasaray, as they have just beaten Tottenham Hotspur 3-2 on aggregate after a 1-1 draw in the second match. There we have it, FC20 Galatasaray, the UEFA Europa League final in Bilbao. And because we are in 4th place in the Eredivisie, that means we need to win this final if we are to have a good season. And that is where we'll end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This has been Dennis from Clowny Wall Gaming. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Make sure to have yourself a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.